Hey everybody, well we're going to put this 12 volt exhaust hood up above the cooktop today. So we need a sheet and the top of the cupboard. We already have one for the bottom, and we're going to need to punch a hole for this vent. Yeah, it is a household vent. It was black, spray painted it white. I'm trying to get all of my hoods on the roof to be the same color. I did trim the flange down, and I don't know if you can see that, but that mesh was way too big. I didn't want any bugs to get down in there, so it took a little bit of screen and fit that in there. It should do nicely. My question is, how much rigid ducting do we need here? So coming in 3 inches. I can tell you that the thickness of the wall is 1 inch, and then we have 1/4 inch sheet here, so we'll say that it comes down by 1 3/4 inches. So if we want that to be wrapped around, I don't know HVAC, so let's figure that out here. Just comes in this flat sheet. I'm sure I'm doing this wrong, but let's take a look here. Yeah. Okay, so that is just going to be, I think this piece will go down into what we have up there. So we might just want to cut this first before we wrap it. So if we're going to go down inside of that reducer, 1 1/4 inches, I'd say. And it is tilted back just a little bit. I didn't kind of mess it up on making that square. Alright, well, we've got to cut out a sheet for the ceiling inside this cabinet, and a circle for the duct, and an access point for that electrical right there. I do have a sheet here. Let's see if it fits. Should. Well, we'll do a nice cover over that. And that seems to line up pretty well. We just need to do some backing for the duct up top. I'm just gonna put this right here, and then we'll put our sheet up and go above, attach our rigid duct to our vent cap, and then push it all down through as one piece. top section, we're just going to do a few relief cuts so that we can get it inside of the vent cap. We're going to apply some of this ducting compound. It'll fill all these gaps. And then we of course want to go ahead and clean our surface. Before we apply any butyl tape. Alright, now that we've got all the self-leveling putty installed, I'm just going to go ahead and go around the base here, around the perimeter, with some of this marine grade amazing goop. And that should be everything we need to do up here. Well, we got it all connected up here. I guess the last thing to do would be to test it. I heard that flap on the duct kick open. That's good. I don't feel any breezes. Oh, I didn't tell you guys, we got power in here now. Check it out. What do you think? I mean, it's starting to come together, yeah? So, I've been busy since the last time I set a video up, I'm sorry, but got some paint thrown on just so that I can see the blemishes better. So, beating down a few spots where I missed maybe sanding or there's some burrs that bother my eye. Got the cabinet doors fit, well, some of them. Still need to build the base for that cabinet and then the doors for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I'd like to use this little cubby as maybe like a bread box. I think that'd be pretty cool. I got the under cab lights installed. One there, one above the sink underneath here. And then baseboard toe kick lighting. Right there. I wish I could show you that. It's not quite fit in yet. And the outside light really doesn't do any justice in the daytime. So we've got our lights, well, at least down this hall and in the kitchen installed. They don't look half bad. I think I might do a bead of caulking around the outside there on that gap. Don't really like that. This would be the 3-way switch for these two lights, and by that I just mean that there's another switch down at the end towards the bed that controls the same lights. So in the cabinet here, the electrical cabinet, we've got just a power inverter right now, DC power supply, driving all of our 12-volt circuits. I'll tidy up this box later on down the road. Got a couple breaker spaces there. We're not connected up to shore power, to the big plug. So right now we're backfeeding off of that exterior outlet that you might have remembered in the last video. And that is powering our, well, that's the only trimmed outlet on the circuit right now. But this blue pipe on the right goes to the roof for future solar. The blue pipe on the left goes to, well, above the hood, right there. And that'll be for future air conditioning. And then that blue pipe down there, you remember from the last video, it's just future use. So we still need a maybe 10 space 12 volt fuse box to be there. I don't have any plans for the center wall there. I'll definitely put my panel schedules on the door here, but this area right here would be for pure sine wave inverter. I'm going to need to take this 2x12 and kind of pull it out, box that pure sine wave inverter per the manufacturer working space. Also in that space would be the battery bank. So let's see what else is new. This guy here, so you remember we were working on this propane heater. I wanted this to be accessible just in case I need to work on that. So all we do is just kind of raise this guy. This panel would come out, and then you have access to everything right there. So I do want to maybe put some magnets on this little lid. It kind of wants to pop up, but get that dialed in. Not much else is new. Well, I'm glad you guys came back for another video, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.